I am Toby Turnage and I'm originally from Starkville, Mississippi. My childhood was it was pretty normal. My mother was a great lady. My father, I kind of came up in addiction. I came up in the line of addiction. My father did a lot of drinking, did some drugs. You know, you overcome and defeat as you go along the way. The reason that I started doing it was as a concept. It started early in life. You know, I started doing things behind my parents' back. I was, you know, as small as cussing around your friends or smoking that cigarette, stealing your cigarette from your parents or whatever. And I think it just, because I never saw consequences, immediate consequences in my life, they kind of escalated to more and more and more to, you know, having a pretty much absent father from drugs and alcohol to just one parent and, you know, wanting to numb some pain. And I took into drugs and alcohol because it was that numbing agent for me. I mean, I started out occasionally using drugs, start with marijuana, and it just, it's never enough. You start out with one thing, each substance, and you get used to that substance till it escalates to more. The next thing, cocaine or crack, methamphetamines, until the next thing you know, you're stuck. It's just a way of life of living in your misery, living in your coping skills of life, and the next thing you know, you're stuck. You're stuck in that, at the bottom of in the addiction, and you find you find peace in your own misery. You start hating yourself, start just downhill spiraling, but you find some kind of, you're just content with being miserable all the time. So I wish I could pinpoint one or two things, but it was absolutely everything. It was from a loss of family members to the structure of my life, getting busted by the police, not one time, not two times, not three times. It was the 3 felony charges. It was the loss of drugs. Then my whole circle of friends got rounded up by the police, and I couldn't find the drugs. I couldn't get no more dope. Nobody would give me, you know, I couldn't even smoke because everybody was scared of me. I just got out of jail. I was at the bottom of my brokenness. I was miserable, I was tired, and I couldn't get any more dope. I wish I could say that I learned a lot because of my family. I, you know, ruined my relationships, but it was absolutely every bit of it that caused me to be in my brokenness. I found freedom in nobody but Jesus Christ in my addiction. When I walked out of my house, I packed a book bag with 2 suits of clothing in my bag, and I walked out, surrendering all, going to rehab. I went to behavioral health. I stayed there, and they sent me to rehab in Tupelo, and from there I came to the Crossroads Sober Living House. I successfully graduated the Crossroads after 9 months. Not only did I graduate, but I was the only person who ever lived off campus. I started out here for 3 months, and I left, but I continued coming back. I subjected myself to drug tests, and I came to every meeting, and after 9 months, they graduated me. The key to staying sober is Jesus Christ, learning how to live in recovery, learning how to live without ways of the world, learning to have self-control over everything in life, learning how to surrender everything to Jesus Christ, and staying in my Bible, staying plugged into Christ, staying in the recovery meetings. I feel like Christ has put me in a situation to give back to the community, to other addicts, because I can relate to their brokenness because I was there, and I can give back by helping them with the words of my testimony.